Hey membershippers, before we dive in, I just want to let you know that early bird tickets for Retain Live are on sale now, but only until April 30th. If you've never heard of it, Retain Live is our in-person conference exclusively for membership site owners, and it's happening this September in the UK. It's 2 full days of practical sessions, expert speakers, masterminds and incredible networking with your fellow membership business owners, and it's all focused on helping you to attract, engage and retain more members and build a successful membership business that lasts. Whether you've just recently launched or you're ready to scale, this is the place to be if you want to grow a thriving membership business. But early bird pricing disappears after April 30th, so head over to retainlive.com to grab your ticket today. Hey there, membershippers. Welcome to the Membership Geeks podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morrison. This is the #1 show for growing a successful membership business with proven, practical tips and advice each and every episode. Hope everything's going well in your corner of the world and in your membership business. Today, we're tackling a hot topic that a lot of new or prospective membership site owners wrestle with. Should you enforce a minimum term for your online membership? You've probably seen some memberships that lock members in for a certain period, 3 months, 6 months, a year, before they're allowed to cancel. And maybe you consider doing the same. But is it really the right move for your business? Is it really the right move for your members? Or is it just a short-term band-aid for deeper issues? That's exactly what we're diving into today, so let's get into it. So, some membership owners insist that their members should be locked into a minimum term before they can cancel. And the idea is that if someone tries to leave before that period is up, before the end of that minimum term, that member will either have to continue paying month to month or settle the remaining balance. So they keep with their subscription payments until the end of that term, or they pay off the remaining balance in one lump sum. I hate this practice. This does not belong in the online membership world. It's kind of a different kettle of fish if you're selling an online course, but even then, it's a little bit questionable. But when it comes to memberships, if you were to ask someone why they would do this or why they're considering doing this, they'll probably tell you that it's for the member's own good, that they need to make that commitment to really get results, or that imposing this helps to filter out the wrong kind of members. And sure, that sounds reasonable on the surface, but let's be honest, more often than not, this approach is financially driven. It's usually a way to cover up for poor member retention and high churn, but instead of fixing the reasons why people are leaving after just a few months, they just put the blinders on, blame the members for not being committed enough, and put a big old padlock on the exit door. That cannot be the basis for your retention strategy. Make the decision to leave difficult, but the process easy, and imposing minimum terms and financial penalties for leaving when someone feels it's right to leave is not making the process easy. Now, aside from this being a little bit of a desperation move and certainly a short-sighted one, here's why enforcing a minimum commitment term might not be the best idea for your membership. First and foremost, it's hard to enforce. In theory, locking people in sounds great if you're just focusing on the money, right? But in practice, not so much. What do you actually do if someone stops paying before their minimum term is up? Are you going to send debt collectors after them? Are you going to take them to court for a $50 a month membership? Good luck with that. Plus, if your member is paying monthly, but they are obligated to pay a set total fee over time, well, now technically you're venturing into the territory of being a credit provider, a credit facility. That's a regulated financial service, and I'd bet you every single brick of Lego in my Lego collection, which is extensive, that you do not have accreditation or approval as a credit provider. That could get you in some real legal trouble, particularly with all the tightening regulations around online subscriptions. How are you going to enforce this? And are you even legally able to? Second reason against having a minimum term is that members don't always understand what they're signing up for. The average person doesn't read terms and conditions. Do you? So when they see a monthly membership that is promoted as costing $20, $50 a month, well, of course, they assume they can cancel any time because that's how it works with every other subscription, right? They don't expect to be locked in for 6 months or a year, and when they find out, that's going to lead to frustration, it's going to lead to complaints, it's going to lead to chargebacks. None of these are good for your business. And it puts all the responsibility on the members and none on you as a membership owner. If someone isn't making progress in your membership and you think the only way to force them to do that is to force them to stay subscribed for a certain amount of time, is it their fault they're not making progress? What if you're the problem? What if the content isn't good enough? What if they're not getting the support they need? What if your onboarding sucks? Locking them in doesn't solve any of that. In fact, it just makes it worse. If someone's going to stick around, it should be because they want to, not because they're forced to. And if you want a minimum term, adjust your pricing. If you genuinely believe that people need to commit to a certain length of time to get results, then make that your billing cycle. Instead of forcing people to pay you monthly for 12 months, offer them an annual membership instead. If you want a 3-month commitment, only sell a 3-monthly billing plan. Or make it so that their first payment covers their first 3 months, and then it goes month to month and they can cancel any time after that. It's a far cleaner and more transparent way to handle it. But what you can't do is try to have your cake and eat it too, offering a seemingly low-risk monthly option, but then shackling people in with an enforced contract and a minimum term. That's misleading, and it's going to cause way more harm than good. And if you're worried that people won't stay long enough to see results, don't put that on your members. Look inward. Fix your onboarding, improve your content, create a better experience, get results for people that make it a no-brainer for them to stick around. Give them a reason to stay that isn't just them being forced. Honestly, a membership model that's built on forced commitment instead of genuine value is like trying to save a sinking ship with a teacup. It's not a real fix. Those problems are going to catch up with you. And even if you manage to keep people paying, they'll just leave the second that they're allowed freedom. And they won't be happy with you. They're not going to look back favorably on their time in your membership. That means no returning customers, no referrals, no positive reviews, just a trail of disgruntled ex-members who feel like they've been burned. Not exactly the legacy you want for your membership. And beyond the ethical and strategic downsides, let's not forget the real legal risks. Subscription-based businesses are under increasing scrutiny from regulators. Forced minimum terms, lack of clear cancellation options, and misleading pricing structures are exactly the kind of stuff that will land you in hot water. And if you're technically operating like a credit facility by making people pay a fixed amount to you over a set contracted period of time, that's a whole other can of worms that you definitely do not want to open, and your business, I promise you, is not equipped for. At the end of the day, the best retention strategy isn't locking people in, it's giving them a reason to stay. If you're considering a minimum term for your membership, ask yourself, am I doing this because it genuinely benefits my members, or am I just trying to stop people from leaving because my retention sucks? If it's the latter, you've got bigger problems to fix, and trust me, fixing them will be far more beneficial than forcing people to stay longer than they want to. So that's my take, for what it's worth, but you know, I've been in this game a little bit of time. What do you think? Have you tried enforcing a minimum term on your membership? Did it work or did it backfire? Have you been in memberships that pulled this kind of thing? Drop me a message on social media. Let's connect at Membership Geeks across all the major platforms. You can join into our Facebook group at talkmemberships.com. That is talkmemberships.com. That redirects you to our free Facebook group with around 20,000 membership owners. Or if you're an Academy member, we keep the conversation going inside the community. I'd love to hear your take. That is it for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you found it useful. I'll see you next time on the Membership Geeks podcast. Bye for now. If you've been thinking about joining us at Retain Live 2025, this is your sign to stop thinking and start booking, because we're now in the final week of early bird pricing. After April 30th, ticket prices go up. Retain Live 2025 is our in-person conference just for membership site owners, and it's happening this September in my hometown of Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. It's 2 days of real talk, real strategies, and real people who get what it's like to build, grow, and run a successful membership business. No fluff, no filler, just practical sessions, expert insights, and the kind of connections you simply can't make online. And if you want to save money on your ticket and secure your seat, this is your last chance. Head to retainlive.com and grab your spot before prices go up on April 30th. Don't wait, you're going to kick yourself if you miss it.